Hello, this is Mark Slavitt on the All British Basketball podcast, BBL Lab, and today I'm here with Ishamel Fontaine once again. How are you?
I'm good, man. Chilling. Just got back from working out.
Good, nice. So, starting off with, what's this season so far been like with Worthing playing behind closed doors in the Lynch Trophy, etc.?
The Lynch Trophy is actually is pretty cool, man. It reminds me of playing Met League when I played in London, like London Met League, where everyone plays in one venue and stuff. The games have been up and down. We beat Essex, but we lost to Derby in a strange kind of game where it was 53 for a shot for one team.
Yeah.
But we did things that we could have done things better, and we lost to Solet. We also lost to Reading a couple of days back. I'm rewatching the game right now. That's one of the toughest losses because you get to wear your variant kit. You got the breast cancer jerseys, and we want to auction them off this Friday live on Facebook. So so far it's stressful, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, man. That's one of the being an Arsenal fan. That's what I tell myself every day,
Okay, so you spoke about that game, the Reading game. So what was that particular game like?
Reading, I love the way they execute, man. I love the way they run their stuff. I really like their point guard, Oceans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good, strong player. He just reads the game really well. He's a pass first guy. He runs Allen's system really well. I love Leon. He's just so strong. His jump shots improved a lot. He hit some big ones. They got the young guy. They got Pinnock. He's just super athletic. Runs the floor, open court. He's going. It's just an all around good team. But I think the team we have some great guys, man. Like. We just need to bring it all together. Guys need to, commit to, probably commit more to team basketball.
Yeah.
I know that's the problem. When you have a loaded team with lots of talent, guys have to learn to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the big thing. My only issue right now is defensively, we need to be better. I'm just not happy with how we're playing defensively. Offensively, we're scoring the ball, as you can see.
Yeah.
We're scoring the ball. Defensively, I think it's the same teething issue that the Lions are having right now. The Lions are having a little teething issue.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And then I watched the Manchester Mystics. I watched them play. They've got some silver medalists on their team, /GB players. / Olympians, and they got smoked. So, but Holly Winterburn, this is
very good player, amazing player.
I don't think she's on the squad
No.
Which is crazy. It doesn't even, the mind boggles. Yeah. There's a girl that's playing in Ipswich right now. She just committed to Gonzaga. Her name's Esther Little.
Yeah.
Dude, cold.
Yeah.
Not like. How is she not on the team right now? How is she not on the plane to France right now? It's just that just proves to you how much talent we have. And when we pull them together, guys have to learn how to play together.
Yeah, but the GB's women team, it's a great team. We saw it in Eurobasket. I think it was last year. Came fourth. Yeah. I think that was it. So you mentioned London. What's going on in London, and what, in your opinion, needs to change?
What's going on in London? God, I wish I knew. I haven't spoken to Vince for a couple of weeks, but I don't. They've got all these players, and it just feels like, I don't know, Joshua. I think you've got Joshua Hibbert, who I felt like was going to have a bigger role because he's a great glue guy. He plays multiple positions. You've got Jules Dangacardo's got a knee issue. You got Shane Walker coming back. So there's lots of transitional things happening in London right now. We haven't seen Byron Mullins in the BBL yet.
Yeah.
Now, Byron Mullins, for me, I don't want to sound crazy, but Byron Mullins is a super luxury to have. So what the Lions have already, without Byron Mullins, before they even announced him, we thought they were going to win the league.
Yeah, exactly.
The last time we spoke, they didn't even announce Byron Mullins. I think they announced Byron Mullins the night after we spoke.
Yeah.
So they have enough to win that league. They have enough to win every game. But Solet, when you look how Solet plays, the last night or 2 nights ago when they played, this guy had 8, this guy had 8, this guy had 10. No one's going to trying to shoot volume shots on a team as loaded as Solet. They all get back and they stop you scoring. The team that I think they played scored maybe 60 points in the game, maybe 60 plus. Solet scored 109. So if we want to look at why Solet are winning, we have to look at the fact that they moved that ball without the ball touching the floor. That's the first thing. And they just make reads. It doesn't matter who it is. Everyone's equal. So now, London Lions have a big target on their back, not just because of the personnel they brought in, but the way some of their personnel are talking, you know? I watched the Sheffield game, and I watched the ferocity of how they were defending guys. Nick Lewis got into foul trouble early. Lillard had a good scoring game, but if you watch him defensively, he was locking people up. Like locking them up. He was not letting people go. He was talking, he was active, he was rebounding, he was boxing out. So you light a fire on the people, you never know what they can do. But saying that, Lions defensively have to rotate better.
Definitely.
You know? Or are we just going to say that they're too big for the league and they haven't got enough? They've got too much, maybe too much size. I'm not really seeing, you know, you watch them play Newcastle, you know, the guys that they have are facing up on these bigs and they're struggling in the pick and roll. You know, also, I think Justin, maybe he's carrying a knock or something because his minutes are sporadic. But he's the leader of that team. They need more leaders.
Well, we saw it in the Newcastle game. I think they were losing, and then Justin came off the bench and came into the game, and they caught the game back. You know, so you can tell he is a leader. But yeah, definitely with the Lions, they need to sort something out. But I'm confused. Is Byron Mullins signed still? Because I'm not sure if he is or not. I don't know the situation with him at the Lions.
I think Byron Mullins is still there. I don't see why he wouldn't be. They lost the big, didn't they? They lost the big and picked up.
Yeah
they lost up. They lost NBA, who was a big loss. Let's not quit. Whatever happened over there for both parties is a big loss. Whatever happened. So, and you can see. I mean, I you know, even him, like, he had room to grow in that role.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tough.
Yeah, but we saw what he could do in the basketball Champions League game. He was a leading scorer in that game. So for them to let,
I agree. He was a leading scorer, and that's great. Yeah, but when people look at scoring a bit too much, I like the way he was scoring the ball.
Yeah.
I like the way he was scoring the ball back to the basket, and there were easy baskets. If we clipped his scoring, Byron Mullins would have it, and he would run a perfect automatic where he would catch it off a curl or catch it off a cut. They weren't him facing up and going 50 dribbles. He was playing in the system. That's why he's a massive loss. Yeah. But defensively, again, if you watch that game, there's some mistakes that they're making in that game that they're being really punished for in this league here because you're playing against some really talented guys that have come from college who colleges exploit that. They run their sets for you to get that shot. So that's where the Lions now have to come cohesed and work together.
Well, the thing is, in that Champions League game, Neptunus missed a lot of shots. You know, there were a lot of open threes that they should have hit, and them hitting them, I don't think it would have been as close as it was. But moving on from the Lions, who has surprised you the most in a positive way? So
oh my goodness, this was like a leading question into the Manchester Giants, bro. They've been unbelievable. I watched that game. Do you know who I was happy for the most?
Yeah.
Whelan.
Yeah.
Because Whelan, I saw him at the Lions, and I just feel like I don't want to sow a seed for Whelan. I don't want to sow a seed for anyone. If I'm wrong, don't listen to me. I'm just a lowly basketball player. I don't know nothing, right? Whelan, I don't think Whelan can play a role off the bench.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, he needs the ball in his hands to play his game, you know? And luckily, you guys were hitting shots. You know, I was really, really impressed with Ulf and Jack Hudson. I know them two played together for a long time, and you can kind of see when Jack Hudson's in trouble, Ulf will just run and come and set a screen and get the guys off of him. Ulf is a really strong rebounder, really good floor runner, got a couple and ones. He needs to hit some free throws, though. He can't hit his butt with his hand right now, but he's doing so well in everything else. You know, he's a great screen defender, great rebounder. I like the new guy, the kid that played in Italy last year. He's got some like he's sassy, you know. He plays the game with a lot of confidence. And I really just felt like you handled the pressure really well. Like they were full court pressuring on Jack Hudson, but Jack Hudson looked really comfortable on the ball. The bench did a really good job without any Americans, which is scary now. You don't want the Americans. You remember we had this conversation about guys coming in trying for their stats. They better come in and play Manchester Giants basketball, because that's the first win in some months for you guys. And there's a lot of people that are happy right now, including yourself, that want that to continue.
Over the moon.
I mean, it's great, man, because it's like everything came at the right time. You rebranded, you got the new arena, like everything's come good at the right time, and now you're winning games. And that's without your Americans, and that's against a rival. I think that's the derby, isn't it?
Yeah, Cheshire.
So it's just, I mean, there should be fireworks going off in Manchester for the next 3 weeks.
Well, you see, I was worried going into it when I found out we didn't have the Americans, because to be fair, I predicted Cheshire would beat us, because I thought, even though Cheshire got blown out against Leicester and then they lost to Bristol in pre-season, I'm thinking, they've already played games. You know, we haven't. We don't know how we're gonna gel as a team as of yet. So I'm thinking, I thought we were gonna beat them next week, but I'm thinking, you know, just play it. And then when they find out we got no Americans, it's like, you know, it's all over again. You know, it's happening all over again. But then when we won the game, it's amazing.
I was happy, man. But you was the first person I thought about, because you're diehard, you know. You're a diehard fan. Like, and I wish Yorick was there or someone just to enjoy it. Like, so there is that. I mean, for the future though, they just got to play that way. Like, even if your shot's not dropping, I mean, they shot the ball ridiculously well. But even if your shot's not dropping, I felt like in the fourth quarter though, when the game got tight, that's where those Americans need to do their job. And really, you should have blown that team out. He was up by 20 at some one point. Should have blown that team out and kept the emotions. It's tough because you haven't won a game in a long time, and I'm sure Danny Bryan's put the pressure on guys to look. We need to perform. We've got to rebrand and everything. But when you're winning games, I think it's very, very important to keep your composure. You know, that's very, very important. So that's the one thing they could take from that game. The one negative I take from the game would probably be just keeping your composure in the clutch.
There was one person out of the whole team that I was particularly impressed with. It was Zach Powell, you know, the young guy. Because from watching him last year, he seemed like a total different player. You know, he kind of played with a lot more confidence, and he was calmer when he had the ball. Because last year it seemed, you know, he'd rush things, and then when he started hitting the first 5 points of the game, and also at the same time, I don't think in those situations near the end of the game, I don't think we'll have those specific players in. I think it will be the Americans.
I agree. But I think what happened was Jack Hudson proved he can run a team. And sometimes when that's good. That's a great tool to have. I'm not saying guys will do this, but it's a great tool for, just hypothetically, to have a guy trusted, a local guy trusted that you know will run your stuff when maybe you bring someone in and he thinks, oh man, I'm just going to come out here and shoot 30 times. And no, we're going to sit you down. You play basketball this way. And I think there's a lot of teams that have that luxury. I think Leicester had that luxury. I think Newcastle had that luxury where they don't necessarily have to sit people down, because Fletcher is a like almost a Newcastle lifer, like he wants to stay there. So it's tough with teams when you rotate them every year. But I think with Jack Hudson playing that role this last game will pretty much prove that you need to play Manchester Giants basketball to stay here and be on this team, which is a good thing.
I'm going to get a bit carried away here. Well, I don't know. Can the Giants make the playoffs? I've got to ask it because yeah. Do you think they will? Do you think they're a playoff contender after watching them beat the Cheshire Phoenix?
After one game, the only thing I can tell you right now is I think at this moment in time they're better than the Cheshire Phoenix. I actually haven't seen anyone else in close proximity except I think you could get Bristol.
Yeah.
I think you get Bristol. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen Surrey. I know they took a heavy loss against the London Lions.
Yeah.
But they were missing some guys. Like I heard. I'll say I hope they can. We just have to see, because what happens is you win that game. Your Americans aren't just going to come off the bench now.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a starting five. You're going to start them. So you now need to see how they perform.
Yeah.
You know, and Cheshire and Manchester kind of have the similar kind of players where they're not 7 feet. You know, they're not. Yeah. They don't have the really, really tall wings. So we have to see how they match up with the rest of the league, and if they play small or if they try to go big for big. That would be really interesting in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, well, that's it. Thank you for coming on once again, and
thank you for having me.
I'm sure we'll do it again. So yeah,
definitely. Be good.